If I didn't get tired, I would have won. I'm a better boxer, but I did get tired.
Andrew Tate had a lot to say after his recent loss in a new post that he put out. So the other day went horribly wrong for Andrew Tate. He lost to Chase DeMoor on decision on his big comeback fight with Misfits and has spoke out for the first time given his account. And it's horrible to see Top G like this, but he's found the silver lining in this whole situation and explained some of the stuff around it.
So now I have my life back, which is a unique position to be in. I don't think many of you have ever dedicated yourself to something to the point where you couldn't see beyond it. To dedicate yourself to something so heavily that you literally can't see beyond that date. There is no life beyond that date. And when you wake up the following day, it's like, oh yes, it's a big wide world. And I'm in Dubai and I'm famous and there's restaurants and other things to do besides the fight gym. It's a brand new horizon, which is kind of liberating and kind of exciting. But also, part of me misses the singular focus, to only have one thing to worry about and one thing to do. I think it's quite refreshing. That's why I've always found it confusing when people struggle with motivation. There's nothing more beautiful than having one particular focus on the planet. That's the most beautiful thing in the world. To have a distracted mind and abstracted thoughts, that's not nearly as fulfilling for the soul as waking up with one particular concern.
He dedicated his life to this training camp and his comeback was going to be a serious thing. There was going to be multiple fights lined up. There was a Misfits deal struck where he would get a percentage of the company and he would represent the entire brand. That is all now up in the air, and I'll talk about that later in the video, how things might look going forward.
And a date by which that concern gets to be fixed. That's actually the optimum way to live life for your soul and for your heart. To wake up and say, I only have one thing to do and I'm going to give it my all. And if I do that on this day, I get the reward for that thing. That's a beautiful life. If I were to say to you right now, dedicate yourself for the next 1 year, give it your all, 4 or 5 hours a day, think about nothing else. Don't go out, don't go party, don't talk to silly girls. Forget about Christmas, forget about your birthday, forget about New Year's. Focus only on this thing for 1 year, and on this date you get the reward. I guarantee you, even more than the reward, even better for you than the actual payoff in the end, will be the process of going through that year. And you're going to think back on it with a fond memory. The best thing about this fight was that I got to spend the last 4 months with only one thing to think about. I got to be with Amir, my coach, every single day. I got to be with Tristan every single day, Luke Barnett every single day. And in the long story, in the extremely long book, which will be my life, this will be a very interesting chapter. The time was going to pass anyway, friends. I didn't have to do this fight camp, I could have just said, no, I'm not doing any fight camps. I'm too old. I've been retired for too long. I'm just going to eat food and drive cars and party, be famous and be rich like every other guy. And this day would have come anyway, and I wouldn't have the fight camp story. And perhaps the reason most people in that position don't take such big risks is because they're scared of being laughed at.
You'll see in a second what I'm talking about, him explaining more on this, but Chase DeMoor was framed as a terrible boxer, which made this a lot worse. If he went in there against Darren Till, Jake Paul, KSI, one of the top guys, he could have lost and it would have been a little bit more noble for the internet. But remember, Chase DeMoor was doing a lot of stuff behind the scenes and improving his ability, but some of the clips that were going viral promoting this fight, it looked like he just could not box at all. That made this situation a whole lot worse.
And that's what we're going to talk about now. We're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about being laughed at or people mocking you when you fail at something. That's what today's emergency meeting is about, because I think a lot of you hold back on being who you want to be because you're afraid of people's negative opinion of you. Let me make something very fucking clear to you from the beginning. If you are worried about other people's opinion of you, they already own you. They already control you if you are worried about what they are going to say or what they think about you. Even if you need the praise, they own you. If you sit and say, I'm going to try this thing, and I know I'll succeed, and everybody is going to say good things about me. So to make sure that happens, I'm going to cheat, or I'm going to be underhanded. I'm going to do some sneaky shit, because I need these people to say good things about me. They already fucking own you. I don't care if people say good things about me or bad things about me, because those people don't own me, and they don't decide my worth, and they don't get to decide how I live my life because they sit there and write comments. What kind of bitch would I be as a man if I sit at home and think, you know what, maybe I should take this fight? Yes, it's a big risk. Yes, he's younger than me. Yes, he's more active than me. Yes, he's heavier than me. Yes, he's taller than me. Yes, I might lose. And if I lose, people on the internet will make fun of me, so I'm not going to do the fight. Are these people my fucking boss?
So although he may not be fighting on Misfits, he apparently got a 10% share in the company, so he still has future involvement. It was a good business decision. A lot of people said, why put the Top G brand on the risk? That 10% investment, if some stars come up and more people fight on Misfits, is something that will pay off forever, not just this fight. Still thought he had enough left in the gas tank to get the victory, and he did.
The whole rumor is everyone's like, Andrew's new CEO of Misfits. That's true. We demanded 10% of the company. If Andrew fought on Misfits and then becomes the face of Misfits, your company has just gone up 50% in value. Give us 10%. Misfits is valued at $520 million US. So if you think about it, even besides his prize money, which he can discuss if he wants, I won't say what amount it is, it's a $52 million payday.
Are these people my master? Am I going to allow them to treat me like a slave? Am I a slave to the opinions of people I've never even met? I'm an imperfect person, but the people with opinions are imperfect people. Why do I give a fuck about the opinions of imperfect people who didn't take the risk I took? I don't care about people laughing at me. I don't care if people mock me. And that's why I took the risk in the first place. And that's why my life is the life it is. Because I've done nothing but take endless risks all the way to the top. A win is forever, and a loss is temporary. The reason a loss is temporary is because it eventually fades from your consciousness. The loss doesn't stay around for long. The world moves on, people forget, you forget, but the win stays forever. Let me give you an example. You try and start a business, and you win. You become a millionaire. You save your bloodline from eternal slavery. You buy a Pagani penthouse to give you a free Christmas tree. You try and start a business and you lose. You lose all your money, you get pissed off and upset. A few weeks later, you try again. The loss disappears, but the win stays forever. So when you understand that wins are eternal and losses are temporary, how can you not flip the coin? How can you not roll the dice? You have to roll the dice.
I do think this loss has affected Andrew Tate more than he's showing. I mean, he tweeted out, in 100 years from now, somewhere on the new earth, there will be a man reading about me in the history section of the Skynet. That's not because I never lost, but instead because I always tried. You got to give anyone respect for getting in the ring and risking it, especially when you got a profile this big. But having that big profile comes with immense criticism. And people are saying right now, Chase DeMoor has 2 million followers on Instagram. He has a lot as well. Most of his followers, if you go through any site or you look at Social Blade, are fake. This guy doesn't really have any profile. If we would have thought someone other than Tate that wasn't a big name, nobody would have watched it at all. So this guy was really risking everything versus a guy that had nothing to lose and everything to gain. Chase DeMoor's whole image of him being a somebody is not really there. He just gets a few TikTok views and goes on reality TV.
Because if you win, it's changing your entire life trajectory forever. And if you lose, it doesn't matter. The only thing that matters is some people on the internet are going to say some bad things about you. Some imperfect people who jerk off to porn, who have their own problems and their own struggles. Who gives a fuck what those people say? They're not the master of me. They're not in charge of me. I went out on my shield like a man, and I'll do it again. Chase beat me, but he didn't instill fear in my heart. I'm not afraid of fighting. I'm not afraid of him. He just beat me. I don't even know, I've not yet had time to process why he beat me. I got tired after the second round, and I don't know why. The first and second round, he couldn't touch me. If I didn't get tired, I would have won. I'm a better boxer, but I did get tired. Maybe it's ring rust. Maybe I'm too old. Maybe he's too heavy and he kept leaning on me. I don't know why, but he beat me. And let me make something else very clear to you. I have complete respect for Chase DeMoor.
The reason I disagree with this is the thing I said earlier. A lot of Chase DeMoor's image is fake. He doesn't even have 2 million real followers on Instagram. There's nothing he brings to the table. This was a win-win for him. If he lost, he would have went back to doing just reality TV shows and buying more Instagram followers to get these opportunities. And it's a problem that Misfits are going to have going forward. A lot of these fighters, there's other people on the Misfits roster that keep buying Instagram followers, so it inflates their value and makes them look like they bring something to the table when they don't. No one was paying to watch Chase. And now, what do Misfits do with their champion going forward? I mean, Andrew Tate didn't perform, he gassed out, but Chase DeMoor still looked terrible in that fight. Who would you want to see him fight? Anyone like Tommy Fury or Darren Till, he's going to lose in 30 seconds. And if he fights a nobody, no one's going to care.
Complete respect for him, because I know the pressure he must have been under to take this fight. It was an opportunity for him, yes. And it was a risk for me. But we had pressure on different sides. Both sides of the coin, we had pressure in different directions. It would have been very difficult for him mentally, just like it was very difficult for me mentally. And for him to turn up on the day and get it done, complete respect to him. Let me give you some life advice to everyone at home, guys. Never, ever take away your opponent's victory. It's like paying a debt. If you make a bet, you're a man. If you bet $100 on a sports team, you shake hands, and your team loses, and you don't pay your bets, what kind of man does that make you? No, you have to pay your bets. The karmic forces in the universe does not and will not ever like or reward a man who doesn't pay his bets. Chase deserves this victory. He deserves the fame, he deserves the happiness, he deserves the money, he deserves the credit. He earned it. And I'm not going to take that away from him with excuses, talking about rematches, making up bullshit about how he grabbed me or some crap. He won, and he deserves it. And I pay my debts. I always pay my debts. If I want to get spiritual about all of this, you have to understand that there are forces larger than us people that exist. And I said that the answer was already written. Why did I get tired? I don't know. It doesn't make sense. The only thing that makes sense is that I was not supposed to win. Why was I not supposed to win?
You don't have to have tons of amateur experience or be a supreme level boxer to even understand that this guy threw the most unorthodox uppercut with his chin out in the air from the wrong stance. People were leaving the venue because the level of boxing displayed it.
Many people is not even, and he's a conventional, he's not southpaw because look, his left leg is forward, yet he's throwing that uppercut from a distance. You will rarely see something like that. Maybe a leaping hook that's unconventional from somebody like Roy Jones that trains with fucking chickens. Yeah, he's one of the most unconventional, but yet exciting, beautiful, naturally gifted fighters of all time, Roy Jones. But when I see this, you know, he looks like he's not that type of guy, but that makes sense because Andrew Tate to me isn't some professional level boxer, you know.
Andrew Tate should definitely give respect to his opponent. He lost to the better man on the night, but it's a problem for Misfits if people like Amir Khan, Darren Till, personalities that help build these events and are there, even Darren Till fights on the platform, they're leaving early because it is such disgraceful. And this guy is a champion on the platform and people are disgusted by what he's doing.
Is the world a better place now that I've lost? Maybe the win means more to Chase than it would have mean to me. Maybe Chase couldn't handle the loss. Maybe God decided, you know what, Chase has been through enough. with mocking and things on the internet, Chase doesn't need the loss right now. Andrew can handle the loss better. Maybe God decided. Maybe if I won, we would have went out and celebrated that night, and Tristan would have smoked a bunch of cigars, and maybe he would have died 1 minute earlier. And maybe I get an extra minute with my brother because I lost. And if that's the case, then I'm glad I lost. You have to have faith in a higher power. There's a lesson in all of this. And I don't need to know exactly what it is. If God decides that for some reason he's going to instantly gas me when I was in perfect physical condition so that I lose, then I have to accept God's decision. And I'll take the punches in the face like a man. And I'm not going to bitch, I'm not going to complain, and I'm not going to cry. I'm going to take it. God decided on that day that that's what has to happen to me, so I did it. If you're going to go through life without understanding that there's a grander plan, a plan that's bigger than just you and your ego. The plan is bigger than just us and our egos, guys. The plan is bigger than just, I want to win, so I have to have what I want like a spoiled child. And what God decides, and what's good for the universe, and what's good for people to learn from, and what's good for the general karmic retributions of the planet. Fuck all that. I want to win so that no one on the internet laughs at me. It's not how it works. And I took this fight knowing it was a risk. Guys, I could have fought a tin can. I could have fought an idiot, and everyone would say, top G, top G, top G. I could have fought some nobody and beat up some nobody. But what's the point in that? Where's the lesson in that for me? Where's the lesson in that for you? Could have done it and took the money. But that's not who I am. It's never been who I am. Genuine risk, genuine reward. Got a few super chats here I'm going to read out before I continue. $300. Thank you for the $300 super chat. Sent me a message on X. I'll remember your name and I'll look for it. I'll look for your Twitter account. I hope you have the same name. $100 super chat. Match the other day was incredible. It was amazing to watch you keep pushing and getting back up. We're proud of you. You'll always be a champ in our eyes. Thank you. Means a lot to me. Another super chat. These critiquing fuckers don't have the courage to walk down the street at night. Here's a thought. Where's your critique for Mike Tyson when he fought guys 3 times younger than him? Yeah, champions lose.
The thing that's going to be tough to take on a business aspect is how much interest this drew. The chart was through the roof for Rumble. The CEO had spoke out before the fight even happened, saying the sales are going through the roof. So the interest was there, despite how many millions you claim to have. Going forward, if you did fight KSI Jake Paul, they would have been some serious paydays. And I think they're pretty much off the table.
And let's talk about what makes me top G and what makes me a champion. Is it because I've never lost ever? Is that why I'm top G? Because I've never lost anything ever? Guys, they fucking raided my house and threw me in a dungeon for something I didn't do. I lost my fucking dad. I've been to hell and back 1,000,000 times. I have struggles none of you know about. Am I top G because I never lose? What kind of man would I be if I never lost? Imagine my life went perfectly all the time. Imagine I didn't need to go to the gym and I had muscles and I never lost a fight and I had money from the sky and any girl I wanted and I just went through life and got everything I wanted. I wouldn't even be a good person. I wouldn't be human. I wouldn't know anything about how the world functions. I couldn't teach you anything. I'm not top G because I've never lost. I'm top G because I've been hit so many fucking times and I get back up. I'm top G because I just lost a fight and I'll fight again today. I'm top G because I'm not afraid. I'm top G because I'll keep fucking trying. Do you understand? It's not about never losing. It's about the fact that I will get up and try. It's about the fact that I'm not afraid to lose. And I'm not afraid to be ridiculed. And I'm not afraid to be mocked. That's how I built the life I built. That's how I got yachts and private jets and hundreds of millions of dollars. Because I'm not afraid of anything. I'm not afraid to be laughed at. And I'm not afraid to get fucking hurt. That's why. I put it on the line. I get in the arena. Everyone with an opinion is on the sidelines. Imagine living a life where you're so afraid of loss that you never get to win.
How we slice it and dice it, because of the way Andrew Tate has come up and he's so outlandish and he's always criticized people, he's always been respectful in the fight game. Every time someone loses, he compliments both the Eubank, the Conor Benns. He's never disrespected anyone for getting in that arena, but I think it would be a massive positive to see Andrew Tate rebuild right now, train in silent and announce the rematch. He could save face there and see a side to Tate in the build up to that we've never seen, where he's got hunger to get it back. But the rematch, I personally don't think it's going to happen. I remember when Conor McGregor lost to Nate Diaz the first time at the height of his fame. He come back and won the second fight and his fan base grew immensely then. Something about someone going through adversity and coming back, and that has Andrew Tate all over it. One thing I will say about this definitely is Andrew Tate has kept that same energy from the start. The day the fight was announced, he literally told Fred's Talks Fighting in that interview that he come out saying he does not care if he loses. He said that. He's going to risk it all. Whether he wins or loses, he will feel the same. This is what he had said. Remember this.
To win. And irregardless of the outcome, I don't think about the outcome. I'm here to fight. I don't think about winning and losing. And I think that's actually my superpower. Losing doesn't cross my mind. Winning doesn't cross my mind. I've got a job to do at a certain date and time, and I'm going to do the job to the best of my ability. And whatever God decides to give me as an outcome, God decides to give me as an outcome. I have no problems with losing, truthfully. I don't care. I'd have a lot more problems with sitting at home, staying in my house, being a coward, being afraid, as opposed to getting in the ring. I respect anybody who gets in the ring, and anyone who has an opinion on any man who gets in the ring without getting in there themselves needs to be quiet. You sit in the corner as a coward, writing Twitter comments at people who take risks you will not take. As an insignificant, unknown, a nobody. And you're so afraid of someone saying something bad about you that you're going to sit there and not take the risk. What kind of fucking man does that make you? It makes you the kind of man who is forgotten to history. Napoleon is in the history books. He lost battles. Muhammad Ali lost. Tyson lost. Champions sometimes lose. Sometimes the stars just don't align and you just lose. And you have to know that, and you accept that when you agree to take the risk in the first place. And that is the barrier that prevents most people from getting anywhere. The what if I lose? What if you lose? I just lost in front of the world. Got paid $20 million dollars. I'm fine. I just lost. What happened? I'm fine. My life's fine. I'm fine. Some jackass wrote a Twitter comment. You think I give a single fuck? The best way to get over a loss is to keep on winning. I'm going to keep winning. I'm going to continue on my mission to teach all the things I know to as many people who will listen to me before they finally put a bullet in my neck. I'm going to continue to see my kids and live a fantastic life. Continue to build the real world into the largest online school that exists on planet Earth. I'm going to continue on my mission. That's how I get over a loss. I keep winning. I'll go fight again. And win or lose. I tried my best. And I have no explanation for what happened. But I'm not afraid to try again. No fear was instilled in me. My spirit and my heart have not been broken. Even at my old age. Perhaps I should know better. Perhaps, as a lion gets older, he should be a little bit smarter about the war he gets involved in, about the fights he picks. But after spending so many years patrolling the savannah as the fucking biggest, most dangerous lion that exists on the planet, I don't want to change. I don't want to change. And now my joints are a little bit slower, and my teeth are a little bit less sharp. And I'm walking around the savannah, and there's these other lions encroaching on my territory, and I don't want to change. I want to go fight them. Maybe I should be a bit smarter. Maybe I should know better.
If you follow Tate on any of the socials, you'll see he was doing stuff in camp even other fighters don't do. Maybe he overthought it a little bit. He was coming back. He was doing stuff to keep his heart rate down on fight day. There was every box that was ticked here to make sure he's the best version of himself, and he still come up short. So there's no excuses. He lost to the better man on the night. He's coming up with a few variables here, but these are valid points that he can make to kind of defend the loss. But I want to see the rematch. I think Andrew Tate could come in there a lot better. Would you guys want to see it? Or do you think it was just a poor fight overall?
But that's what got me here. It's all I've ever known. I've never known how to say no to a challenge. Not in a stupid, idiotic street fight bullshit way. In a, there's genuine reward for me attempting this way. You can't undo moves in life. And one of the thoughts I've been having these last couple of days is, if I knew I was going to lose, would I have still fought? And the answer is yes. In fact, if I knew I was going to lose, it would have even been more important that I fought. Because if I were to not fight just because I'd lose, then I'd really be a coward. And I said before the fight, I'm here to fight. I don't think about win and lose. I'm here to fight. And I meant it. If a genie came to me and said, I've seen the future, you lose this fight, Andrew, are you still going to do it? I said, now I have to. Now I have to. I'm not a coward. I might be an older lion, but I'm not a coward. And let an old lion tell you young kids something. Time fucking flies, bro. I remember winning my first world title. I was 23 years old. I was Wolverine. I could heal in a day, things that now take a week. I'm not so old. I'm 39. But staying active till 39 is very different than coming out of a 10-year retirement at 39. If I was 23, would I beat Chase? Of course. Would I have beat Chase 3 years ago? Before the Romanians threw me in a fucking jail cell and forced me to sit in my house for 3 years for no reason? Yeah. Am I bitter? Am I going to sit here and cry that the Romanian government, the most corrupt government in the fucking EU, stole my prime years, my last years I could fight at my best? Am I going to cry about it? No. You can't undo moves in life. You just have to look at the chessboard, understand that certain moves have been made, and move forward. This is the key. The key is that your mind must be able to instantly regenerate. If you ever talk to an alcoholic, alcoholics are obsessed with the past. I've noticed this. Whenever I talk to an alcoholic, all they talk about is the past. It's like, hi, alcoholic. Hi, yeah, my kid died. Da-da-da. I'm like, whoa, 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 whoa. They're obsessed with the past all of the time. You need to be able to regenerate your mind. If you can't do that, you just rot. Imagine your body gave up on regeneration. Imagine you cut your finger and your body said, nah, just keep bleeding. I give up on this whole regenerative garbage. It's unfathomable for you people to imagine a world in which your body gives up regenerating because you know that you're going to simply decay and die. But your mind has given up on regenerating long ago.
Despite anything, this has to be a humbling experience for Andrew Tate. Obviously, he was not overlooking Chase. He kept saying that, but he was talking about future bouts like KSI being massive. And it'd be interesting to see if this changes his personality at all. Obviously, we always get the same old Tate despite the legal situations, but this might humble him in certain ways with the younger generation and the way he speaks about certain things. And obviously, his legal issues are causing pressure. There was not going to come out saying bring Andrew Tate home to face trial before Dubai boxing stuns. Sir Keir Starmer, obviously the Prime Minister of the UK, faces calls to intervene over rape allegations because the influencer was set to face Chase in a celebrity bout in Dubai. They was trying to extract him or at least make efforts to stop this fight even happening.
And you're not trying to fix it. You're not sitting going, all the bad things that happened to me, my mind needs to instantly regenerate. I need to take the lessons from them, learn so I become more capable and more competent, and move forward. That's it. It happened. Here's the lesson I learned. Move forward. Done. If you can't do that, you rot and you die. And I just told you that time flies. You're sitting at home, if you're a young man in your 20s watching this, one day you're going to blink and you're going to be 40 like I am. What are you going to do with the next 2 decades? You're scared of starting a business or going up to a girl or getting in the ring. You're scared of making a name for yourself. You're scared of the world knowing who you are. You're scared of going in the UFC. You're scared of getting up there and taking a risk in case people fucking laugh at you. You're going to die soon. One day you're going to be old, wishing you did it when you're young. What are you waiting for? Time to go backwards? After the fight, Chase said I helped him mentally. If you judge a teacher by the quality of his students, the fact I managed to instill and help him enough with his mindset so that he could beat even me makes me proud of him and proud of myself. It's like Master Splinter teaching the Ninja Turtle so well that he could beat him.
When he was doing them face-offs with Jake Paul at the height of his fame, he's the most Googled man on the planet. That's when people was calling for him to fight. That was 3 or 4 years ago. Since then, he's been smoking cigars, been going to prison, and obviously has got a lot older. I don't know if that would have made a massive difference in the Tate we've seen then. I think he was partying for a long time. He's been retired for a while from kickboxing.
Another thing I want all of you to, at home, to learn from this experience that we went through. I lost. So I'm not a perfect person. If I'm imperfect, and I'm human, and I'm fallible, just like you, and I've achieved so much, I've made hundreds of millions of dollars from nothing. I became the most Googled man on the planet, one of the most well-known people who exist in the world today. I have all of my dreams. My mother is happy. All my children are happy. I have everything I've ever wished for. I have everything. If me, as an imperfect person, can achieve so much, why don't you have everything you want? Is it because I take risks that you won't take? Is it because I'm not scared of being laughed at? Is it because I understand that the clock is ticking? Is it because I have urgency inside of my soul? Is it because I do not need motivation? Because I am determined? Is it because I understand that I am not going to waste 3 years wondering what if? I just want to go and find out now?
Don't get me wrong, there is definitely people online that just don't like Andrew Tate, so they're criticizing him, mocking him, and using the fight as an opportunity to make fun of him. But there's people just surprised at the lackluster performance because of the Andrew Tate mindset. Train every day. Failure is not an option. So they thought he would definitely get a job done on someone like Chase, who's more laid back. But one thing about boxing, if you've ever done it, you have to pay your dues to that ring to get good at it. Jake Paul lasted them rounds with AJ because 5 years it's been his focus. Money cannot replace your dues to the ring and you actually training hard.
Why do I, an imperfect, beatable man, have so much more than you? This is a question you need to ask yourself as a professional. Let's analyze this. Why does Andrew Tate, a man who is beatable and fallible and human, have so much more than me? You should have the same things I have. And for the same reason I just said I'm proud of Chase, and I'm glad that I taught him things that allowed him to beat me, I hope all of you become more famous, more well-known, more rich, more successful than I am. You're watching my show. I want the absolute best for you. I'm not a hater. I'm not one of them fucking guys who wants others to lose so he feels better. I want all of my students to win. If you're inside the real world watching this, you join to make money and you see that we teach you how to make money, I want you to do better than me. That's going to be my legacy. Top G is not about fighting. Top G is not about never losing. Top G, everyone says to me, is you helped with my mindset. You helped me. That's what I am about. That's what all of this is about. Perhaps that's why God made me lose, so that I had things to say on today's emergency meeting besides, ha ha ha, I won. Maybe that's why. I want you guys to win. I want you to win more than you want to win. Because when I try and teach you how to win, when I say join the real world and dedicate yourselves, you won't do it. I'm trying to drag you to happiness while you kick and scream like a fucking child, refusing to do any work, refusing to try. During the fight camp, Tristan interviewed hundreds of newly made millionaires. Fight camp wasn't all I was doing. I was helping you guys get rich at the same time. During fight camp, Tristan interviewed 100 of newly made millionaires we made in the last 6 months. We made 100 people millionaires in the last 6 months, and Tristan did an interview with all of them. You could be one. You might be one in 2026. We have amazing things coming up. 2026 is your year if you want it to be. It's certainly my year. 2026 is my year. You think because I lost a fight that it's not my fucking year when I collect my yacht and sit with my beautiful children? Of course it's my year.
This guy gets absolutely crucified in the media, but he's inspired tons of young men. The main thing is the mindset, the get up and go, the no excuses. He's changed countless lives. Whether you go to his university and pay for that monthly subscription or just see quotes of him on Instagram, there's no doubt that he's had a positive influence on a lot of young men. And the media overlook that and just focus on all the negative. That is definitely true.
The G in Top G stands for get up. This ain't the last beating I'm going to take. I got a whole bunch more beatings in store. God probably has a big pile of beatings waiting for me. God has a big bag of beatings with my name on it. It's kind of like crypto, you know? You think it'll never get any worse? Nah, it can get worse. You know, after the last 3 or 4 years we've had of hell, jail and getting thrown in house arrest and the media lying about us and insulting us, and we only got free in February, guys. Don't forget, I was locked in my house for 3 years until a few months ago, 8 months ago. I said to Tristan, the universe probably owes me this win, you know? I've been through so much. God and the universe probably owe me this win. I'm going to train my ass off, but after all I've been through, they'll give it to me.
Must have blocked out this training camp, but just to fill you in, the Romanian authorities, they're still trying to put forward a case. He can travel right now, but they still want him in jail in Romania. That's not completely over. Although they failed all these years to actually come up with anything, he's got a UK case pending where he's to be extradited to the UK at some point to face charges. They're trying to make that happen. And the US case that he had, I believe, got dropped. But this guy's always got legal situations after legal situations on his mind as well.
Big bag of beatings with my name on it. And it won't be the last. I'm sure in 6 months from now, something else is going to happen. And it's going to be like, man, I've been through so much shit. So many bad things happening to me. Why now? Why again? But all the superheroes out here know that's how life works, right? So another kick comes. And you know what makes you a G? Because you get up. This ain't my last beating. More is coming. And I'm going to stand there and smile in the face of every single beating God sends my way. And I promise you, you can shoot me with as many bullets as you like. I remain unfazed. You may beat me, but I won't quit. And I won't give up. And you're not going to break my spirit, and you're not going to break my heart, and you're not going to make me afraid. And that's a message not just to fighters, that's a message to the fucking government, that's a message to the police, that's a message to the people who are planning to kill me, that's a message to all of you. As long as I'm breathing, I'm not afraid of any of you. Fuck you. And if I can get up, I'm going to get up. I don't feel sorry for myself. I don't sit around hoping my enemies are going to have mercy on me. I don't mope around the house like, oh, please stop. Nah, fuck you. I'll get up. Kick my ass. I'll get up.
I mean, this guy has still got a rough few months and years to come in his life. He's got all these cases to face. When he comes to the UK, it's going to be a moment. They've been trying to get him in jail for years. The BBC versus Andrew Tate, the UK government versus Andrew Tate. All that is to come next year. And we will have to cover that in a fair way on this channel.
That's why I'm top G. Not because I always win, because I always get up. The worst possible existence, the worst possible version of life would be to give up hope for the future. And I think a lot of people give up hope for the future because they start getting scared of all those beatings that are coming, right? They sit and say, you know what? I've lost my girl, lost my house, lost my money, lost my car. And now I got sick on top of it all. I just want to give up. I quit. I have no hope for the future anymore. And one of the most powerful things about not being afraid of taking a beating is that you never lose hope for the future. I know beatings are coming. I don't care. In fact, part of me kind of likes it. Maybe I'm just stubborn, you know? I like being that guy who's like, we've kicked his ass, and he just won't fucking shut up. We've taken all his money, we threw him in jail, we threatened to kill him. He won't stop. Why won't he stop? We've tried to make this man kill himself while we insulted him in the media. The second he gets free, he goes to fight some heavyweight. What's this guy doing? The harder you hit me, every single time I get back up, something in my soul goes, you're annoying them, Andrew. And that gives me all I need to carry on. I don't lose hope for the future. And I'm not scared of all the bad things that are coming my way because I know there's going to be a whole bunch of good things too. And perhaps my job here as a man is to be a vessel from which others get to experience things and learn things and improve their lives.
Like I said earlier, guys, Chase DeMoor is very beatable. In my opinion, to save his image, not that it is completely ruined. Obviously, he's older, he's nearly 40, he's been out the ring. There's a lot of reasons why he lost this fight, but I do think he could win the rematch, and it would be 10 times better for him if he had that comeback story and actually
I get to teach you all lessons. I get to teach my children lessons. I sat with my son. He said, what happened to your face, Dad? I said, I lost a fight. He goes, why did you lose? I said, I don't know. I can't explain it. I'm a better fighter. I don't know. But even if I knew I was going to lose, I'd still fight. And boy, you're going to have to fight. And you're going to fight whether you win or lose. And he said, yes, sir. Maybe that's why God wanted me to lose for that conversation. Maybe he wanted me to lose for this emergency meeting. Maybe I'm about to save someone's life. Maybe my job on this planet is to just to take a fucking beating over and over again and just pay for everyone else and give everybody else what they want, to make sure the mothers of my kids have a fantastic life, and to make sure that my kids have a fantastic life, and to teach you all things. And maybe I'm just here to fucking suffer and get my ass kicked, and I'm going to do it all so I can give everyone else a fantastic life and give everyone else mindset advice. Nobody gives me mindset advice. Nobody helps me. Nobody helps me with my mindset and saves me when I'm depressed. No, maybe I'm just here to take a fucking beating like a piñata and give candy to everybody else. Maybe that's what God's plan was for me. But I ain't gonna fucking cry about it. If that's what God wants me to do, then that's what I'm gonna fucking do.
Everyone wants that brotherhood in their life, the Andrew Tate and Tristan brotherhood that they've got, and the way they speak to each other and there for each other. Tristan was there through every moment of this camp, there on fight night, through everything, and he was surprised at his brother's performance himself. It'll be interesting to see if he still wants to do it. There was rumors that he had a bout agreed already, so are we going to see a Tristan Tate come back and see what he's got left?
Tristan said to me, what happened? I said, I got tired. I don't know why. He said, you deserve that win. You've been through so much. You deserve that win. I said, I know. He goes, you trained so hard. You're in fantastic shape. I said, I know. I just got tired. If I didn't get tired, I would have beat him. He couldn't hit me in the first round. He couldn't touch me. And he said to me, I'm tired, Andrew, of watching you find the silver linings in all of the clouds. You deserve to have a sunny day. You're so good at finding a silver lining on a cloud. Every time something bad happens, you find a way to learn something or make it good. But I'm tired of you having to suffer all the time. And look for the silver linings. Why can't you just ever have a nice day? Why can't you ever have a sunny day? And I said, well, we've had so many fucking clouds that we've got a lot of fucking silver. So I guess that's what it is. I'm so good at finding the silver lining. When you throw me a cloud, I'll find the silver. Now I've got a big pile of it. Hundreds of millions of dollars of it.
Tristan Tate 100% believed in his brother throughout this and thought he was going to get the win, and he was gutted on Fight Night. This is an interview I didn't even see that happen.
You know, I've seen Andrew fight 86 times. I've been in his corner every time. I'm proud of him for taking on this challenge. As Andrew said, time is the fire in which you all burn. He's not the same Andrew Tate I remember from 10 years ago. Maybe there'll be some more fights for him in the future, maybe not.
Fights for you?
That's all. We'll see. We'll see.
Anyone who thinks less of me for doing something I didn't have to do, for money I didn't need, for taking a risk with my life, has a character defect and a morality defect. And they're not the kind of people I want to like me. So that's fine. Anyone I've inspired has made it all worth it. And if I could go back in time, knowing the result, knowing I would lose in front of the world, I'd do it again.
It's going to be interesting times going forward for Misfits right now. They're in need of stars desperately. HS Tiki-Toki is a guy I can see coming into the mix right now. Andrew Tate, will he fight again? I'm not sure. KSI needs a hand surgery. So who's going to be the stars next year? Maybe Tristan himself will step up and he will make a comeback fight, and he might still have a lot left in the tank. This guy stayed in good shape himself.